welcome everybody. Happy Tuesday, November 19th. And apparently Tracker has a funny story for us all.
Yeah, happy Tuesday. Matt caught me listening to the soundtrack of Grease this morning, and I just love. Is it still going to play? No, I gotta hit the resume button. Uh, I love the soundtrack. I used to have it on vinyl, from Grease the movie with John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, and I used to play it just over and over again. That record, and like the grooves are like you know carved into my brain now. And just recently, I kind of like got on this kick where I'm like listening to the album again, but like streaming it and whatnot. And it's just so fun to listen to and brings back all those great memories. I guess that was the whole thing. Oh no, here's the funny story. So my wife and I will watch these movies. Like we used to watch. We love action and sci-fi and stuff. And you watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Stargate Atlantis or these shows that have all this great action and stuff. And then there's this one episode, right, where they like get hit like by some magic, like by the Q continuum and Star Trek Next Generation, where Max, the cat is not going to attack you. Just relax. And they have this one episode where suddenly, like, everyone's hit by this magic spell and they're all singing and dancing. And because I look at so well, I look at my wife and I'm like, because at the end of the day, they're all just actors and they just want to sing and dance. They want to like tap dance and dance the Irish. They want to do river dance and sing song tunes because no matter how badass they look on camera, at the end of the day, they're a bunch of actors that just want to sing and dance. So, which it's so easy to just go right to Hugh Jackman, right? The most badass Wolverine ever on screen, and the guy's got like Golden Globes for not Golden Globes, what do you call it? He's got Tony Awards for his singing and dancing as the Music Man and whatnot. Because at the end of the day, he just wants to sing and dance. He doesn't want to be, he's a great Wolverine, but he's also just like he can really belt out those tunes, those show tunes. That was it. That's my funny story. At the end of the day, they're just a bunch of actors that want to sing and dance.
All right.
Always
Well,
have those episodes.
let's kick it off here with the indices real quick. So yeah, SPY, it's just coming right back down to that 585 level. It's 585.75 pre-market. So it looks like the potential on a day-to-day basis just to keep it as a support. It exists, so it's possible. So I think I'm just going to be watching that number for the rest of the week, and nothing else really matters. Does it really need to come back down and go below to close this gap? I guess 576 could be possible, but we'll see. It's got to break below this first in order to do that. But either way, it's still a very, very nice uptrend for SPY. And it looks like it will continue into all-time highs sooner than later. And QQQ, same situation. It's just building a base. On top of its 1.414 fib extension, 497.46. But it could have come down and closed this daily gap as well. That is also a possibility as well, but has to break below this level first in order to do so. So watching that 497.46 very closely. And it's pretty close for both the SPY and the QQQ to their fib levels too. And IWM, it's looking like going back down to finally retest the 226.74. So it's a big breakout. It's a big back test going on. But again, there still is a gap down there. Does it need to fill it? Not necessarily. But if it did, it's not the end of the world as well, because the market structure is very bullish for higher highs, higher lows all over the place here. So those are the levels for the week that I'm really watching. And if they do lose their fib levels, then I would assume the gaps are going to get filled. But if they do not lose the fib levels, then I would not expect that and could just hold it as a base at a higher level and go higher.
Hey, Matt, just keep that on the screen for just 1 second. So, guys, look to the left and see how it like gaps down. Price back in August 5th, it was simply speed running its way to test a support level. It got there, it hit that support level. It's like it hit its mark, and now it's rushing. It had to rush at the end here in November to test out an important resistance level. And it was like, try to kind of walk it slowly, but suddenly, they were like not on time, right? The election comes out and bam, they got to hit that resistance level test. And now we're rushing back to, that's a support level. It's going to make an N shape. And this thing is just bullishly going to just keep going. When you see these gaps happen everywhere, that's price trying to all the market participants trying to catch up to catalysts that are suddenly moving price along much more quickly. And this is what we see just before things really get going. You don't
Yeah.
see things don't like rush into a recession. Recessions, they just like everything just like peters out and gets worse and more fear and everything just falls off
And
slowly.
you don't consistently make higher highs and higher lows either. So this is something that market structure is very important to follow. And we just saw a breakout with all the indices into higher highs, and now they're like, you can just use this 786 and go across. You can see it was a previous resistance. Maybe it's going to be a support now, and back testing levels is very, very healthy. So 226.74, I do expect that to probably get hit today. Maybe even a wick below. Maybe even today is a scary day where everything closes the gap, and then possibly end of the week it closes back above all those levels. So be prepared for anything, but this is a very bullish setup for the future because now things are resetting in order to go higher.
Exactly. Please don't just unfollow me, Kevin. Don't watch any of this crap. And I swear to God, if we go into recession in 2025, I will delete my account on X.
Ooh, you
That's
heard
how
it here
serious.
first.
You heard it here first. I will delete my account if we go into recession in 2025. It's not
Great.
happening. We're going to get an epic bull run this year. So mark my
Very
words there. I just want to do a quick. I know we're not doing the requests yet, but Andrexi he says I will start the request with Messier M87, please. And I just want to say that indeed Messier M87 does exist and will continue to exist today and into the rest of the week. It's an astronomy joke.
Oh, okay. Good. Fair enough.
Astronomy nerds.
Let's just start off with Palantir though, since there is fear about things are going to collapse, and
Yes,
always that narrative when things are really accelerating. So I see a lot of posts on X going around saying, "Oh, it's going to go back below 50 or even the 30s or whatever," like just some crazy predictions out there. But all it's doing is it broke out massively. It's trying to hold this 1.414, and it still has that potential for the weekly close, right? On a week-to-week basis, it still has that potential. It could just be a big wick, and pre-market is not even below yesterday's low. So what I'm really focused on is just this zone, guys. Just this zone right here. That's it. The 61.18 to the 55.63. That's it. This is a potential to just build like a base, build a bull flag in this zone, and maybe it could even wick below the 55. That could happen as well. But this is looking like a breakout, and who knows if it wants to backtest the 1.272 or if it just wants to stick on top of the 1.414. It doesn't really matter either way to me because this is a very bullish development. And if it did get down to 55, that could be people's opportunity, I think, because I don't know if it's really going to close this gap way down here. I don't think that's really going to happen. So my focus is on just maintaining this zone between 55 and 61, and it's super healthy.
Indeed, I've got a Palantir chart that I couldn't. I've been having the hardest time charting Palantir, and then I charted PTIR, the 2x bullish ETF. It's like, oh, this one's like way easier. Wait, let me just do that one first. PTIR. I charted this, and it's like, oh, well, that's just easy to see. This is what it's doing. PTIR. Am I on the screen? Yeah, thanks. I'm on the screen. This was I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's in a fifth wave. This is just like an extended wider flat of this wave 4, where it started to head for my 2618 fib level at 121, and it just falls back over to test this 1382 one more time. The 123.6 is actually the bottom of the wave 4, and as long as it doesn't fall under 79.39, as long as this 123.6% hold support, I see it as going to this 2618 up here at $121.19. That's the PTIR 2x granted shares 2x long of Palantir. So then after I did that, I said, okay, let me go back to Palantir chart and take a look. And whoops. And basically I said, okay, this is possibly just a larger, really shallow 1-2. If it gets deeper, I don't expect it to, but if it got deeper, it'd make a really nice 1-2. Otherwise, again, it's still just it's entering this fourth wave. Like maybe, well, PTIR was in the fourth wave for a little bit. This one's just doing its fourth wave retest. This was the fourth wave right here, probably. Maybe 3, 4. Yeah, let's do it like this. There's probably like 3, and then 4. Extended wider flat of the 4 falls over. See, this wave 2 down here was really short. So the Elliottian theory of alternation says if the wave 2 is short, the wave 4 is going to be longer. And that's what we're getting. We're just getting an extended move of the wave 4. And I recently found out the reason why it does this is because of this right here. I'm sorry, Matt, if I'm taking a long time. This is so cool to me. This tool right here, I can go way back into the wave start, and I can kind of try to use it to kind of guess where the wave 5 melt-up is going to come. And so, see, if this wave 2 is really short, it needs more time for this wave 4 to fill out this direction. Anyway, that's a long way to say that I'm predicting at least 83 next for this cycle, possibly this 2764 even, 8732. And if it does form a large degree 1-2, well, that takes it over to 111. But yeah, nothing. It's a long way to say that we are not bullish. I mean, we're not bearish on Palantir. It's forming a base. As soon as it hits it, maybe right here at $60, which had already kind of dropped below just slightly. I think that's what it'll just attenuate to just $59.92 or $60, and it's going to take off from there. And look to the 80s, the mid to upper 80s for Palantir. Okay, sorry, Matt, take it away.
No, you're fine. What else we got this morning here? I see a lot of crypto related stuff. So I see a question: where do you guys see the crypto market top happening Q4 25? I mean, it just depends. It all depends on momentum at the time, and if the crypto, like, we can just look at the total here. Total crypto market cap. Yeah, so it's trying to break previous all-time highs right now. So this is a bullish development for the total crypto market cap. Mm-hmm. So if this is going to break out, if there ever is a weekly candle close above this and it flips this 3 trillion to support, then I think it's going to just gain probably 1.5 trillion fairly quickly, kind of like what Palantir did, just shot up to his 1.272. So I think this could be pretty the next target for the total. But as far as cycles, tops, I think there is a potential for things to get accelerated pretty quickly. It could be very quick to get to the next level and 45 trillion, or it could just go through the level and then gravitate to this 45 or to this angle here and maybe take a lot longer, maybe in the 2028, 29 to get to that 45 trillion. So it just depends on momentum. If the momentum just blasts off really quick, then if it gets to 45 trillion quick, I mean, I think 45 trillion is going to be the cycle top, right, for all of crypto, really. So therefore, that's pretty large from 3 trillion. That's a huge gain. So it depends on momentum. If it gets there next year, then that's the top. If it gets there slowly but surely, then that's the top, right? So it just depends on momentum. That's all.
And we did have kind of a catalyst yesterday. We had some news yesterday, right, on the whole crypto front. It was reported that Trump went to none other than the CEO of Coinbase to ask him who should he appoint as his what the cryptos are.
Yeah. Like, or maybe SEC or something, right?
Or yeah, so whoever's get Gary Gensler out of there and replace him.
Yeah, so
somebody crypto forward.
A good crypto friendly person, hopefully, right? Don't want to have somebody else that's anti-crypto in there, but this is just beginning to be maybe a breakout for total, which we haven't seen since 2021. So I think it's important to just talk about this, how important this breakout could be. So we're on the cusp of something very beautiful for the whole crypto market, and this breaking out into all-time highs soon is going to be proof of that.
Indeed.
And bonk, I see a bonk in there, huh? Not a bonnel, bonk.
It's so funny. Back in when I went to Duke chemistry, the Chem 101 was called Bonkistry because it was taught by Professor Bonk. Like literally, his name was, they called it Bonkistry.
Bonk history.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bonk is breaking out, right? It's breaking out into all-time highs right there. Very bullish chart. I think what we can focus on here is, yeah, like it just got back above the weekly Ichimoku cloud and took off, right? And then maybe we can do a fib extension here from the when it started out. Yeah, it even held that base of the 2.618 right there too, and now it's going towards the 3.618 up there. So I could expect that 0.000313 to be the next target. So very bullish chart for Bonk.
Oh wow. Yeah, I've got a smaller degree chart that it doesn't even yours is much better than mine because mine goes to like 0.00011. So it's like 3 zeros and 2 1s. That's my wave 5 target for Bonk the way it's going right now.
Yeah, that's pretty high up there. All right. Yeah, let's go back to stocks. So I see there's a Mara, there's a SMCI. I'll just do Mara since people were just so panicky yesterday with Mara.
Yeah. Let's calm the masses. Tell them it's going to be okay.
So yeah, it did open the weekly candle back below the cloud. It's back below the conversion line, back below the baseline, back below a lot of things. So is it something to worry about? I think no. And just because of this Bollinger Band, the 20-week moving average right there, all it did is got to the bottom, broke out to the top. Now it's back testing the middle. So I think the focus here is just maintain that 1791. I mean, could it go down throughout the week and just close some gaps down below on the daily chart? Possibly, yeah. Possibly it could close this gap right here where the 16 is. That's what a lot of people are talking about. But that is still a higher low from here, higher low from here, higher low, right? It's still not bad for market structure for a continuation higher. So, but all my focus is really seeing if this weekly candle can continue to hold above 1791. And if so, I am still bullish. Like even if it doesn't, I'm still bullish because this is not a bearish market structure chart, right? From the bottom here, it's even the weekly chart, it's still just trying to find higher lows. It just couldn't make a higher high right here. So it just came back down to find its new higher low.
Yeah, from your chart alone, it looks like it just like, it jumped out of the Bollinger Band, came back to the center of the Bollinger Band or tested a support. And as long as it doesn't fall below there, it's going to go back up again.
Yeah. It's not too much to worry about. Even if it does wick a little bit lower, it's still a nice looking chart. Do you have a Mara chart?
I do have a Mara chart. Let's see. And I noticed that that Messier M87 might have been a reference to the soundtrack to Shin Ultraman. Actually, not a not a astronomy joke, but maybe because I was talking about music earlier. All right, so my Mara chart has let's see, where does it come from? This low right here. I just like, let's ignore all this for a minute. Let's just build this small, us getting out of here. So wave start, wave 1, wave 2. I could have easily gone back here for the wave start, wave 1, wave 2, but let's just go with this one for right now. I see 36.83 next, $25. And who knows, like maybe it goes out long enough. Ooh, I don't like that's too long. But yeah, it wants to break this trend line, right? It's just another big triangle. And there's a descending resistance trend that once we break this trend line, it's all these triangles always do the same thing. Once you break out, the target is higher than where the triangle started. So that basically just says this is going to retest Mars all-time high and probably make a new higher high, theoretically, anyway. So I see us getting out the 36, 25, 63, 44, 94, and I think I've shown this chart like every day for the last 5 sessions. So just if you don't have it already, take a screenshot. There's my us getting out of Mara and going to Mara to 100. Somebody asked about for root. If you want me, I could just
go ahead.
Let me just build you a root chart. This is root. I've never seen it before. This is a weekly. These are weekly candlesticks. Each one of these is a week. You can see it had a rough time. It's obviously done some reverse stock splits to make it compliant with not falling under $1 a few times. But this does look like it kind of built a base down here, and we've got a higher high and a higher low. So we can use that to build a trend-based fib extension. And let's just go off anywhere in here. As this isn't going to be exact, I'm going to do this quick and dirty from right here to right here. Yeah, it looks like this could easily just skip to the end. The 2382 is $233. So it could go from 95, the whole path from where I kind of missed the bottom here, but roughly 76, 382, 1382, 2382. And it kind of looks like it already wicked through the 764 and kind of it got really excited here for some reason. So yeah, look for some. Oh, wait. This was the support testing. Look, this was all of your one. This was all of your. So basically, this is wave start, wave 1, wave 2. Now we're in wave. All this is wave 3. Wave 3 sub 1, wave 3 sub 2 is done. We're on our way to wave 3 sub 5. All of wave 3 should take us to 151 next, then 120, and then 233. If things don't break down in the wave 4. But the hardest part, wave 2, is either done, or I mean, it could do an extended wire flat and fall back to 80 again before it pushes up. But if it, as long as it doesn't make a lower low, then 69.20, 69.35, it's heading to 151 next. And that is my root chart for you. And I'll move my cursor out of the way. You can take a screenshot of that if you want. You can see all the price targets are on the right-hand side. You just kind of go. You look at the 3 here, and you look over here, and it says, oh, 151, 27. Boom, root done. And you can see down here the MCDX Plus is very bullish. We've got, this means that a lot of whales have been buying in and pushing retail out. So yeah, root looks really bullish right here.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm gonna have to add it to my own spreadsheet.
All right, I'm gonna jump to SMCI here, and yes, it held that market symmetry perfectly down there. It finally touched the 45-degree angle, and it didn't need to go down to the angle or the arc below, and now it's going back up. But this chart is really, it's a breakdown, right? And I think what's going to happen now is a potential, yes, it can go back up to the arc up here, 37, but it's probably going to just do something like this for maybe some time before it really wants to get bullish again. So this could be kind of like in phase, just since a lot of damage was done, could just be some temporary loss of momentum for a while, right? I don't know if it's going to recover, but as long as recover to the all-time highs anytime soon, but as long as it stays above this 45, I think over the long term, it has potential to get there. But the short term, probably it's just going to be range bound for some time in this little wedge right here. So not really.
So imagine this making you want to throw your SMCI in the trash and never touch the stock ever again.
Yeah, I'll probably just if it goes back up here, I'll probably just sell out of it, to be honest, and just put the money elsewhere. Because there's really no point to hold on to it longer term right now. But
it just if it money for a little while there.
Yeah, but if it ever does flip this back to a support here, then I say, okay, maybe it has a chance, and then maybe get back in. But until then, there's just really no point for me to hold this longer term anymore, because the momentum with this big candle right here has been lost. But yes, it does have the potential to get back up here, so that's going to be my sell target right there around the 35s. So we'll see if it gets there.
I just want to show my SMCI chart real quick, just to show what I should have been watching for, and I missed, was this. This is a weekly chart of SMCI again, and this is my beautiful, magical, everyone needs this, moving average 75. What I like about that 75 is the perfect, it's the go-between between the moving average 100s and the moving average 50s. And it always shows me where the battleground is. And in fact, if you pull up an Ichimoku cloud, it always, well, almost always, in this time frame, it doesn't quite do it, but almost always, like in a short time frame, follows the cloud building. Usually where the moving average 35 goes. So anyway, right here where I got this orange circle is where I should have dumped my SMCI. 'cause I had a position, I bought it down here. It was making money. When it couldn't get over the MA75 is when I should have sold it in preparation for this. What I did instead was I bought more at this bottom down here, and it is, in fact, starting to make a recovery. The larger scale of recovery is if it could do, from the all-time high to from to this last low it just hit, a 61.8% retrace towards the all-time high would take it to $82. It just to make that look possible, it's gonna have to get to 57.90 again, which or at least test the bottom of this, the moving average 75. So we'll see. The longer it stays down here, the longer the MA75 gets pulled down. But if it goes fast, maybe it'll meet it somewhere in the middle, right around this 23.6% fib at 42.54, and maybe that's where I'll sell my SMCI. And I think my average price is right around 27, 28 now with the dollar cost averaging I did. I did a big dollar cost average down here. Actually, I said this isn't going to get delisted. It's just another sell the news story. I don't know. I haven't given up on SMCI. I'll get my money back. Like Matt said, it could be dead money for a while, but I'll just get back what I lost, and I'll just leave some free money down there to just let it ride and keep me apprised of SMCI's doings. And Matt, when HIMS fell the other day, did you sell that and like never want to come back and touch it again?
No, I bought in the 19s again.
He bought the dip. It's like we're gonna start a new meme like the Michael Saylor bought the dip. It's gonna be Matt bought the dip.
Well,
Matt bought. Go ahead.
No, I'll just show my chart. There's a difference between SMCI and HIMS. Like there was no damage done to this HIMS chart at all. Like, yeah, it went up to all-time highs and people panicked because it went back down to support. I'm like, come on, guys, get real. Like this is not something you panic about. Like this is nothing technically damaged at all. And it just went back down to the 886, the 1969, and my orange level of my GAN, where it's been kind of like a support, right? So it's a breakout back test. That's all it is so far. And I think in this zone, maybe even if it wanted to go back down to the angle there for him in the 17s, I think that's fine too. It's just part of the process for staying above this angle right here and going up to the 25s, to the 35s, to the 40s, right? This is a bullish chart, so that's why I bought more.
So Matt bought the dip on HIMS and hers. And what about when Mara dropped after earnings?
Or after their dilution.
What did you do? Did you dump all your Mara immediately? Say I'm never touching this again?
No, I bought more.
Matt bought the dip. He bought the dip. I bought the dip too, man. I bought it right after I saw you bought it, and I bought it too. We bought the dip on HIMS. We bought the dip on Mara. And can you show my chart again real quick?
Yeah.
I want to show one. I just want to bring up one technicality about the SMCI chart, which is that when you pull back and look at the history, oh, what? This is a higher high and a higher low. It's still technically bullish over a long period of time. It didn't fall all the way right down here. It didn't make a new lower low. It's just maybe this is going to be a cyclical stop.
Yeah,
where
I think so.
Oscillates up and down real hard. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think with the rotation into like growth and small caps and crypto, I just think with that alone, it's probably going to be some dead money for a while until it gets more excitement again.
Yep. That's part of the pain of cyclical stocks is you spend a lot of time. If you're watching it, it's like watching paint dry.
Yeah. So I think the money can be put to use better elsewhere.
Absolutely.
Since you're there, I think that people are requesting EOS and Mobileye.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so glad that they brought EOS up because I redid my chart. I just deleted everything and redid it from scratch this morning from my phone, which is why all these numbers are so tiny. I just like propped up in my bed and I said, you know what? This deserves a new chart. Because what happened is I had a beautiful chart that started, the wave start was down here. We got a 1-2, and then it was starting to go to the third wave so well, and then it fell over. And it was like, oh, this is sadness. And it kept falling. It's like, no, I don't like this. But what I decided to do was just scrap that chart. And I started, this is my wave start still. But now this is my wave 1. And this big drop that we just had, that's the wave 2. And so as long as EOS doesn't drop below $2.07, which is the bottom of the wave 2 right here, then we have a lovely new 5 waves up to track. And this time, I think we're going to go 440 next. This is just old. Sorry about that. Here, I'll just pull it like this so you can take your screenshot. 440 next, then 323. Maybe if it's really bullish, it only comes back to 359. Then I'm going to put that back though. 628, 512, and then 933. So this takes us EOS to 933. Then it consolidates, and then this whole thing becomes wave 1, wave 2 after an ABC down, and it gets bigger. And last time I said I think the EOS cycle would take it to 22 next cycle, but now it looks like it's going to be bigger than 22 next cycle. There you go. I'll move my cursor out of the way. Yeah, look at all this institutional buying, and now they're just like letting it drop so they can get shares cheaper again. But I still like EOS.
Yeah, I bought some at 216 on Friday.
Oh my God. Yeah. That is a tremendously good price.
Yeah, I bought at 230, sold at 265, then I rebought at 216. So I've been actually trading this little bad boy, and I like it. I wanted it to go lower actually to see if I can buy more, but we'll see.
It could. I mean, it could still. The wave 2 could go a little deeper. But I did pull these numbers out here. Let me just get rid of Ichimoku for a second. I pulled this retrace out here, and so far it's just retraced to the 50% level, which is nice and bullish. It could drop, and look, here's the moving average 75 right here. It could drop to $1.77 for a complete, ABC, a typical 61.8% retrace to 177. So that could be an opportunity to buy more if it does hit that. That's EOS. What else we got?
Mobileye, I think that's not really my style of a stock, but it is recovering and it has potential.
I played Mobileye. It looked really good back here. No. I'm sorry. We did it in 2024. It looked good really here. I thought this was the wave bottom or the wave start, wave 1, wave 2. When I started projecting like this, no, it fell over. And then I lost a bunch of money. I think I bought a dip and then sold out of it. No, I think I just sold it for a loss. But it does look like it's trying to mount a recovery. The bad thing is that it could also just be falling forever. I mean, they could just like get this far. It's got to get to at least 382 to make it look bullish. If it can't get over 1936 and falls over before 1936, I'm calling this one it's just going to keep going to zero. And then they'll have to do a reverse stock split, and then the whole thing gets. And this is like $1,000, and it goes down to like $2 down here, and you know the drill. But if it can get above $19.36 and make its way to 2045, I will like the stock again. And there you go. That's Mobileye. What else we got?
Okay. SoFi, I saw on there.
I got the fun SoFi chart where we just were racing between Kat and Heidi and you and myself, and Kat had the closest without going over. Right here, he just said, let's just call it 14. And what did SoFi do? It got to it touched 1443, and then now it looks like it's trying to turn this 100% fib at 1347 into support possibly. So look for it could possibly touch back to 1347, 1348 for a 38.2% retrace. And like literally the chart I just showed you with the Mobileye, it's doing the same thing. From the all-time high, it drops down and then starts recovering. And it got over the 236, but then went back to down here. Now it's gotten over the 382. So if it could go 382, stay above the 236, like maybe it comes back down to $10, then it would go for the 618 next at $19. That's if it does an ABC retrace, or it's already in a 5 waves up and it follows this path that I've got right here, where it wants to go to 19 next, then 1347, and then 2554. That is my SoFi chart.
Yeah, I'll just show mine real quickly. And I think this is probably the last one I'm going to do because running out of time.
Sorry, I did a lot of fun stories.
No, it's fine. But yeah, my SoFi right here, it's basically trying to hold that 618 as a support. and it is still above it pre-market, and it is basically, in my opinion, kind of looking like it is building a base on a higher level. And I think it even closed the gap because, yeah, it went down 1301 for that low, and 1301 was that high right there and the close. So it did already close that gap. So there is really no gap to close anymore. And that means it has potential to keep going. But it might just be stalling out for a while. I don't know if it's going to shoot up to 16 or not, just because it could just be waiting, just building a base up here before it's ready to go higher. But bullish chart, but think a little bit more patience is required for more of a breakout. So I'm just watching 1369. If that can continue to hold week over week over week, then it can go higher. But if it ever starts to break below again, then possibly it needs to go back and retest level. So that's just the line in the sand for me on a week-to-week basis is 1369.
Very nice. Let's see. So just a quick, the person requesting Palantir, we covered that already. Just watch the replay. People asking for Tesla and NVIDIA. I'm going to cover that in my show. So you guys can, we're going to cut off here, but you can come back and watch me, the Tesla Tracker on X at SBZUNG. And I'll cover Tesla in just a few minutes.
Yeah, for me, there's no change for Tesla at all, guys.
Yeah, no change. No change.
No change
I have a little.
It's in between the 347 and 321. That's it. It's in between. There's no change at all. Yeah.
Yeah. My insight is that it's going to touch 320 and then just go sideways the rest of this week. But I'll cover that in detail. And then, hey, Matt, I've got one last final question for you.
Yeah.
What is your favorite show tune?
My favorite show tune? I mean, I guess it's that Grease one you were playing, right? You gotta
okay,
send this out.
Because guys, you know that Matt has a past career in acting. He's been on television.
not in America though.
Not in America, but I just wondered if you also like to sing and dance. That's all.
No,
it was a trick question to see how quickly you came with the answer.
I don't have any.
You're good, man. No homo.
Yeah. All right, guys. With that being said, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
We'll see you. Oh, well, don't forget tonight's the Triumvirate show.
Oh yeah, Triumvirate tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, and we'll tease that all day.